A senior Hamas official has said there is no point in further talks on a new Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal, after Israel approved an expanded offensive that may include seizing all of the Palestinian territory indefinitely. Bassem Naim told the armed group would not engage with new proposals while Israel continued its starvation war. On Monday, the Israeli military said the aim of the wide-scale operation was the return of hostages held by Hamas and its decisive defeat. Israeli officials said it would involve capturing Gaza, displacing the majority of its population, and taking control of aid after a 2-month blockade the UN says has caused severe food shortages. The officials also said the offensive would not begin until after as President Donald Trump's visit to the region next week, giving Hamas what they called a window of opportunity to agree to a deal. But Bassem Naim's comments on Tuesday seemed to counter that. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned that expanded Israeli ground operations and a prolonged military presence would inevitably lead to countless more civilians killed and the further destruction of Gaza. UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer and French President Emmanuel Macron expressed deep concern at recent developments and agreed that a renewed peace process was required, Downing Street said. In Washington, President Trump said the US would help supply food to people in Gaza, without going into details. People are starving, and we're going to help them get some food. A lot of people are making it very, very bad, he said. Hamas is making it impossible because they're taking everything that's brought in. Israel cut off all deliveries of aid and other supplies onto March, and resumed its offensive 2 weeks later after the collapse of a 2-month ceasefire, saying it was putting pressure on Hamas to release hostages. It also accused Hamas of stealing and storing aid, an allegation the group has denied. Aid agencies have warned that with no change in policy, mass starvation is imminent. They have also condemned Israel's proposal to deliver aid through private companies at military hubs, saying it would be a breach of basic humanitarian principles and that they would not cooperate. The UN has said Israel is obliged under international law to ensure food and medical supplies for Gaza's population. Israel has said it is complying with international law, and there is no aid shortage. The Israeli military launched a campaign to destroy Hamas in response to an unprecedented cross-border attack on October 7, 2023, in which about 1,200 people were killed, and 251 others were taken hostage. At least 52,567 people have been killed in Gaza since then, including 2,459 since the Israeli offensive resumed, according to the territory's Hamas-run health ministry.